Good evening, Cochrane. Welcome to another edition of Live with Sport for Life Cochrane. We're going to be talking tonight to Ryan, who is going to share what's up in the mountain biking world here at Cochrane. There's been a lot of cool stuff going on, and I want to make sure you know all about it. We're also going to be talking about the $650 in prizes you can win simply by making videos and tagging us. Hey, Ryan.
Hey.
So before we talk more about the prizes and everything that are happening, I want to introduce Ryan to you all. He's actually in the yard right next to me, so we're hoping we don't get too much weird echoing happening because we are so close. But we want to make sure that all the followers on both of these accounts know what's up with mountain biking here in Cochrane. So Ryan, how old were you when you started mountain biking?
Around 11, I think.
Okay, and where was that? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Fort McMurray.
Okay, right on. And how long have you been in Cochrane?
About 7 years now. 7 or 8 years.
Okay. And so you got involved with mountain biking in Cochrane. Like, how did that all come to be? Tell us that story.
Really, I've been racing mountain bikes since I was about 13 years old. And just been like cycling has always been a really tight community. So when we moved here, I was aware of the cycling scene here, and aware of the one bike shop we had at the time. And I really quickly formed a relationship with them. And so as far as local stuff, I just kind of, So I just kind of really got in close with them and like had a relationship with them fairly early on since moving here. It's kind of been a part of what's been happening here ever since then, really.
Right. And so you kind of saw a bit of a gap in the mountain biking scene in Cochrane, correct?
Yeah. Like I think Cochrane has a ton of potential. Everywhere we look around, there's hills, and some somewhat empty land and some forest that's being used, and we have little connector trails and things like that, but nothing set and nothing mountain bike specific sort of thing.
Okay.
And then especially kind of to go further with kind of where we're at now. There's no kids programs, no youth programs at all.
And you happen to have a couple little monsters, I've noticed.
I do. Yeah. My boy is 8, and he's been on his bike since he was 2, and he's always been really excited about it. So, if I was going to start something, I wanted it to be something that he could be involved in.
Smart.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So you're affiliated with Bike Cochrane, and I had the privilege of interviewing Robert. I think his name's Robert from Bike Cochrane a week and a bit ago here, and learned a lot about what you guys do. And then I was actually out hiking with some girlfriends on Friday and noticed the Bike Cochrane signs on a lot of the trails that we were on. So for those that don't know anything about Bike Cochrane, do you want to fill us in on that?
I imagine Robert did a far better job of that when you talked to him than I did. But basically it started a few years back, 2018 or 19. And it was a group of like really passionate individuals starting to promote cycling advocacy here in town. From all different ends, from the transportation end, from the recreation end to the youth end. And we have a little bike park downtown, like right kind of in town center.
That's pretty new, hey? Like right by Good Earth there.
Yeah, it opened up last year.
That's so cool.
And to be honest, in a lot of that, I didn't have anything other than just being a supporter. Originally, I didn't have a lot to do with that. It was kind of standing on the sidelines waiting for an opportunity to be involved in some capacity.
Yeah.
But for the startup, I can't take any credit for that. There was a lot of really good people involved that brought it to the point we're at now, that I kind of jumped in over the last year.
Right. And what did you jump in and do? Like, I know what you did, but nobody else watching maybe does.
Yeah, I started a youth camp. So this May, starting in May this year, we ran it started as just a 4-week camp for kids aged 6 to 12.
So like one night a week kind of thing, or how often were you?
It was one night a week in May, in this crazy global pandemic we're in. So there's all kinds of crazy variables, but yeah, it was Tuesday nights in May. We got shut down after the very first session. We ran the first session. That night was the night the provincial government came out and said we were like no more activities starting the following week. So we crammed in a second session that week. And then we were on the timeout until we were kind of allowed to open again
Okay.
into June. So we did 4 sessions.
Okay. 4 sessions in total. So you resumed when you could and finished her up. And you had so one group, and I think you said you had 12 spots and they filled up right away from Bike Cochrane members. So for those that don't know what Bike Cochrane is as an organization, like it's a membership-based organization that, you pay a very small annual fee, I suspect. And then where does that money go? Like, what are they actually doing with all the money that they're raising, et cetera?
Yeah, it's to support cycling infrastructure and cycling facilities and promote cycling within town.
Right.
Yeah, so it's a nonprofit to support and promote cycling advocacy, and I'm sure Robert could touch on that. Or did touch on a lot more than I can.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's also to support cycling in town, and that bike park that's downtown that was funded by Cochrane. They managed to fundraise and raise the money to build that ourselves. So.
Okay. And
Yeah.
this is a common thing that I find. I just interviewed Sam from Shreds last night. A lot of very similar traits between you two, I'm noticing already. A lot of times people who are super, really awesome at something, a lot of times those people are very modest about it. And you have a quite extensive biking history. Like you've done some pretty big things in the biking world. Do you want to talk a little bit about bring us up to speed from like age 11 when you got on a mountain bike for the first time to like today? Like where has mountain biking and biking in general taken you?
Okay. Started working in bike shops all the way through, then continued racing. I've raced over in Europe a little bit on a national team project.
Oh, are we having connection issues? I can see the wheel spinning in front of your face. I'm not sure if that's my internet or what's happening. Here, I'll just turn off my, I'll do, maybe try turning off your Wi-Fi and just using your data. I'm not sure if that's what's wrong or, I'm just talking to Ryan. Ryan's right over there, everybody. That's why I'm like, blah, blah, blah. Okay, he's gonna hop back on here. Ryan, come back. Okay, we're gonna start that question over again. So, sorry about that, everybody. I'm not sure if that was my Wi-Fi or Ryan's or what's going on. We're gonna start that question again. Okay, no more being modest about your biking career and all the places it's taken you. Tell us everything. Why is biking so important to you? What has it done for you? What kind of achievements did you? Yeah, tell us that.
Yeah. I don't know. We could talk for days probably, but really, like I started racing at like probably around 13. I've raced in Europe. I've raced in the States and done biking travel all over the world. I met my wife through cycling. Yeah, and it truly has formed like a humongous portion of my life. Yeah, kind of growing up working in bike shops and really kind of forming most of the things I've done in my life.
Right. And so now you're in a position to be able to give back and to start these kids camps. So what's your vision for this? Like, what do you need? Like, where are the gaps still that need to be filled? Like, is it like, fill us in.
Yeah, so the kids camp started this year. We had I think there's clearly a need for it and a huge desire to have that here in town because we actually filled up 18 spots within 3 hours just to Bike Cochrane members. So I think we need more. We need more of this, but also we need more trails to have these types of things too. This year we started a partnership with the Cochrane Agricultural Society that has allowed us to build trails specifically for these camps. So it started as a really cool idea. I wanted to host kids camps, and then it was like, oh, I guess we have to build trails. That is going to be a whole lot more work than what we originally planned. So we had an awesome crew of people to put trails in.
Wow.
So we need more of that. We need more trails.
Okay.
We need, which we're
more volunteers to help build the trails and maintain the trails.
Yeah, we'll get there.
More workers.
We will get there. like on ground level, we need, you know, very focused efforts to try and to be allowed and or sort out permissions to use the land. The Ag Society has
Okay.
been awesome to let us use these trails for these camps, but at this time, it's only for those camps. So we're
Mm.
going to work on trying to run more camps for kids and maybe a couple adult ones in there too, because I've been bugged a lot about demand for that.
Yeah. Hi. I need
Yeah,
that.
I know, and you're not the only one, and there's been a lot of people
Yeah.
approach me. So I think we'll try and run a couple moms and dads nights,
Nice.
along with another fall kids camp. So
Cool.
more, it's, I had an awesome crew of coaches that came out and helped. I had two other certified coaches come out and help with, along with three teenage helpers for each session.
Wow.
Because of COVID, those teenagers, they're all in school. So they've rotated through because at any given time, at least one of them was on lockdown. So we kind of had to
Of
rotate through a
course.
group of friends. It was local kids that really helped out tons. So that was awesome. But yeah, in order to keep it going more, it's a lot to ask for, a person to dedicate a month worth of whatever nights we're doing it or longer, um, to come out and coach. So like, I'd like to have
Right.
a pool of coaches if I can. And now that the first one's set up, it's going to be a little easier. I
Okay.
definitely spent a ton of hours trying to sort out what I was going to do and how I was going to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, more coaches, and a lot of, eventually we will come out, and I know there's a ton of people out there that want to help with trail development. Um, we will be calling you. Like the call will come out, I promise. But right
Right.
now we're still just trying to organize how it's going to happen and logistically how it's going to, like, how we're going to be able to do it and where, because land access is a big thing. Um,
Okay.
we're not just allowed to
Okay.
build trails through everybody's yards like we'd like to do.
Hey, I like that yard. I'm gonna build a trail through that yard. What
We
about
would if they
like
let us.
yeah, what about camps for the rest of this summer? Like, is there any way that youth can get involved in camps that you're going to put on this summer, or are you just regrouping and planning for next summer at this point?
No, stay tuned. We will
Okay,
have. I want to. The goal is to run at least another 4 to 6 week camp through the fall, and
nice.
then for another youth based one to build on what we did before. We had a wait list pretty quickly build up on the last one, so I'm going to make it that I want all the
Cool.
kids that I had this last time, but I want to also make it so that those ones that anybody that didn't get in on the first one or that didn't know about the first one but now does, I want to have a spot for them. So we'll
Okay.
run another one probably in later in the summer through into the fall,
Hmm.
and then have I want to have a kids enduro event. So enduro is kind of mountain bike racing, which is kind of focused a little bit more on the downhill, but still a lot of pedaling. And I've never
Yeah.
ever heard of somebody that runs a kids specific event in that type of format. So the
Wow.
goal is at this point, maybe I shouldn't be saying this out loud right now because there's
I
still a
love it when
lot of
people do this.
logistics. But the goal is, and I've talked about it a bunch, to have like this end camp with the 18 to 20 some kids that I can handle, depending on how many coaches I get and things like that. And then have a season-ending enduro event open to everybody, to all the kids that
Wow.
did or didn't do the camps. And I think it would go over. It's probably going to get bigger than I really can handle. So that's why I need
Yeah.
to actually focus on
Which is
logistics now. So
super
stay
exciting.
tuned. It's going to happen. Bike Cochrane is super supportive. The Ag Society is supportive of us doing this. And there's more progress coming on those trails. So it's going to happen. And then I think even throughout later in the summer, no dates yet, but like I said, I've been asked to do some moms and dads nights.
Hmm.
Um, I we won't do a lot of those, but I'm sure it would be a lot of fun for a lot of people to do a couple. So I
Okay.
just have to see if I can round up another coach or just logistically how we can make it happen. But stay tuned. Get a Bike Cochrane membership, please.
Yes.
And
So
that's where
bikecochrane.com.
yep. Or any bike shop in town. Bike Bros or Big Hill Cycle will sell them as well.
Okay.
And that will also help us keep or
What is a
continue
membership,
developing.
an annual membership cost?
It's not, I can't remember exactly. A family membership, I believe, I think is $80 for a year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And
So yeah,
that
it's the,
supports everything that we're doing, and gives us a
hmm
bigger voice in town. So when we go to
yeah,
town council or apply for grants from the government to keep building what we want to do, eventually we want to have a great big bike park, up
yeah.
on the recreation land off Horse Creek Road that we've kind of been given, or
Nice.
that whole complex, we've been given some land, so that we're a long ways away from
Nice.
that. But Bike Cochrane
Yeah.
memberships, notifications will go out to all Bike Cochrane members about what we're doing for these camps. So stay tuned.
Okay.
It's going to happen. Yeah, in the meantime, just be patient. I'm sure there'll be some trail building days and stuff like that. We'll be looking for help too. So
That's really cool. Yeah, like
yeah.
I was saying, I was talking to Sam from Shreds last night about the skateboarding kind of history in Cochrane, and he was talking about how there were like, you know, there used to be kids camps put on by the town, and my son, who's now 15, he participated in them. I'm not sure what the history of biking in Cochrane is, if that was ever a thing through the town, but it was just really cool to hear his story, which is very similar to what I'm hearing from you and from Robert and from the biking community in Cochrane. It's like, you know, if there's not something being offered by the town, we're going to start our own organization. We're going to work with, you know, the municipality. We're going to have this membership platform so we have a voice and we have a bigger reach. And like, so it's just like, just thank you, I guess. Thank you for taking the initiative to do that. There's, you know, I'm just recently getting into biking and I'm already super excited about it. So I'm really happy to, you know, get to know you and Tanya and to hear just all the cool things you're up to. So like high five Ryan and all the people that are working with you, and reach out to him on his personal Instagram here or through Bike Cochrane if you want to help, if you have an idea, if you have, you know, funding or land available or anything at all, like reach out to him because he's the guy with the connections and the passion to bring it to life. So thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we've got a lot of really good people doing a lot of really good things and making things happen here in town. So it's super exciting to be a part of.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and I want to mention also Bike Cochrane donated one of the prizes. So we do have a contest that ends tomorrow at midnight. Cochrane, you need to enter this contest. There's $650 in prizes from local business owners. Even like the Brew House in Cochrane donated $50. Zen Afterglow donated $50. We've got $250 prize pack from Reflex Cochrane, like a gym bag, protein, bunch of other stuff that we got from Brett. Oh my gosh, we've got like literally $650 worth of stuff to give to the person who wins. And all you need to do is post a video or picture of you and your team, whether it's your family, your friends, doing something active, and then tag Sport for Life Cochrane. So if you don't know how to do that, send us a message. We'll show you how to do that. And then as soon as you tag us in that post, you're entered in to win. And we're going to actually take all of the pictures and videos that get entered in, and we're going to pick our favorites, and we're going to put them out to Cochrane to vote on. So it's really simple to enter, you guys. And we'd love to see, you know, a creative picture video or just simply a picture video of such a beautiful town here for the backdrop. We want you to be outside for the picture video. So yeah, would love to have you. You know, if you're biking, if you happen to be biking for this picture video, make sure to tag Sport for Life Cochrane, maybe both, or Bike Cochrane, maybe both of the bike shops in town. Do we just have 2 bike shops in town? How many do we have, Ryan?
Yeah, 2 now.
2. Okay, cool. Yeah, and if you ever have any questions about anything to do with biking, mountain biking, ask Ryan. He knows everything about bikes. He doesn't have a day job or anything. He just basically lives to serve the biking community, of course. So
If only.
just kidding.
Yeah.
If only. Is there anything else you want to leave people with, Ryan, to get them more involved? Like if people have been itching to try biking, if they like, what would you recommend they do to just get going?
It's a weird time to buy a bicycle, so get your hands on whatever you can. Yeah,
Rent one from your neighbor.
yeah, that's kind of it. It is a tricky time that way, but yeah, I think the bike shops in town do have some stuff available, or they can kind of point you in the right direction at least. And then if you do get a bicycle, there is, like, aside from what we're doing, and I hope we can support more people and have, you know, some moms and dads nights to get people out and do some instruction. But if you're looking for some instruction, there is local, like, businesses, Calgary based, that do some coaching if that's what you need.
Okay.
You know, but really talk to the local bike shops. They're the ones that know the trails, know what's riding well. They can point you in the right direction and point you in, you know, kind of where to go and how to go about it. And you'll probably meet some pretty like-minded people along the way.
Right.
Go talk to the guys. Bike Bros is some of my best friends, I think, and the guys at Big Hill as well. So just go talk to the guys at the bike shop. They'll point you in the right direction, and it won't take long. You'll meet some like-minded people.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you again, Ryan, for heading up these kids camps. If you want to learn more about how to get your kids into a biking camp that hopefully will be running this fall, and this is just the beginning of those, of course, go to bikecochrane.com. And if you have questions, you can reach them in their Instagram. Just direct message them through Instagram. And thank you, Ryan, for allowing me to just interview you, because I'm sure you do this all the time and loved it so much.
I didn't even know what Instagram Live was, to be honest.
I
But I can
know.
talk about bikes for days. So
Yeah, no, it's good. So that's why I don't want to cut you off. If you have anything else you want to share, anything at all, please use this time to share that with everyone. I'm just going to sip my beer here while you think about that.
I didn't come prepared. No, yeah, I think
I know.
we've kind of got, I think without rambling needlessly.
Okay.
Yeah, join Bike Cochrane, please. Stay tuned, and there's more to come for sure. There's a lot of really good things happening. We should have an announcement later this month or next month. I'm right here.
Good timing. We've got the co-host joining you now.
Maddie's here. Maddie's here. Oh, yeah. Maddie
All
came
right.
to say hello.
Hi, Maddie.
Yeah. Anyway,
All right. Well, I'll let you get back to your night, Ryan. Thanks again so much, and thanks for just for following Sport for Life Cochrane. I know you're one of our Instagram followers now, so thanks for supporting Sport for Life Cochrane, and we in turn would love to be partnered up with you guys in any way we can. So we'll be in touch. And I'll see you over the fence lots.
Absolutely. Sounds good. Thanks, Lindsay.
Okay. Good night. Bye, everybody.
Thanks. See you.